Morning, everyone. Rena here. Hot water. And I was just curious, if anyone else is feeling the way that I've been feeling. I sort of feel like I've hit a metaphorical wall, and it can take a toll. Like it's taking more effort. The rains are coming, which are really nice. At the same time, when they happen frequently back to back, it can be really hard. So if you're feeling that way, I think if we were to think of how all of this is going, kind of, like we go up, we go down, like this. So just recognizing that there are crests and there are troughs, and that the parts that feel like we're heavy are usually the upswing from the trough up into a crest. So in that way, at least considering that maybe there is a hopeful possibility type of vibe in it, even if it feels like we are stuck. That if we just stay and we continue the practice, things can feel better. And Eastern practice often shares with us this concept of impermanence. And, sometimes that's a concept that makes me feel bummed out. Like, your vacation's going to end, or, the friends or situations that you're in right now may not always look the same. But at the same time, it means that something's always growing and evolving. There's something always coming and something is always changing. And in this way as well, we can trust that things will change whether or not we create the volition to do it, or whether we are here and doing our thing and we watch circumstances change. Things will always shift. Twists, warm and hot water, and inversions can also help with the way that we perceive things. So we did a little bit of this the other day, and I've been feeling it in my body, that maybe there's a little, twisting and wringing out that I could feel. It creates a new dynamic, a way that energy can flow. So we can practice this together if you want. And one of the things that I thought was actually really interesting as I was just setting this little space up today is that when I move my mat left in real life, it's actually moving right on camera. And all of the things that, especially like in the selfie world and what we're perceiving on media, there are things that, sometimes are showing us the way, and sometimes are, it's a lot of flipped images multiple times over. And so it creates distortion. So recognizing that if we trust and we rest into illusions like that, can also create a feeling of disruption and discomfort. So just wanted to share that as well. So we'll lean into it a little bit using the inversions and twists today. So you can just come on to the hands and knees, pressing into the palms. And if you're wearing anything like I tend to do, you can either tie your hair up with it, or the hair tie around the wrists that sometimes cuts off the circulation is no good. So make some freedom in the body. Ground down through the knees. You can press the tops of the feet into the mat. See if you can press first from the big toe all the way over to the pinky side. And then notice if the weight is resting into the wrists. You can bring the hands a little bit closer to the body. If so, press the weight into the fingertips. Really widen the fingers. And then if you'd like, you can come into a gentle child's pose as your inversion. So just resting the seat down toward the heels, softening forward. Feeling openness in the shoulders and the neck. Really let the belly relax. And let the head rest into the floor. Stay like this for a couple more breaths, or if you want to take a stronger inversion, come to hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the seat up and back. into your downward facing dog. And again, here, notice, is my weight resting in the wrists? Maybe I bring the hands a little bit closer, press the weight into the pads of my fingertips, and lifting the seat up and back toward the ceiling. Maybe I feel too much tightness in my hamstrings, that's the backs of the legs, so maybe I micro bend or really bend the knees. So prioritizing space. Let the head relax, breathe in. Breathe out. And either child's pose or this pose a couple times more. Nod the head, shake the head. And then bring the knees to the mat. You can also stay in a plank pose if you want to, but otherwise bring the knees to the mat and step the right foot between the hands. So you're on the back knee, you're on the front foot. Really ground down the weight into the front foot and into the back ball of foot. So you're distributing the weight rather than resting all the weight in the knee. Lift up here. Inhale the arms up overhead if you like. Breathe in. You might look up. See if you can not crinkle the forehead as you do this. Soften the nose. Breathe out. Release the hands here. Place the left hand to the inside of your right foot. And then you can bring the right hand to the back, to the sacrum. Inhale here. Keep drawing the right knee inward. As you inhale and exhale, twist the body open toward the sky. A variation on this, if you like, stay here. Or if you want to, you can actually lift the back knee up off the mat. Keep drawing the knees in toward a midline so that you're not leaning into one side. And continue to twist as you breathe. So breathing in, breathing out, twisting open maybe a little bit more. The right hip might start to come up to the ceiling. See if you can keep the hips as squared as possible. Front knee over front ankle. Maybe you lift the right arm up toward the sky, maybe not. And then exhale, release that right hand to the ground. Come back to your hands and knees. Inhale, up cat, so tucking toes, arching the spine. Exhale, let it out. Round the back, tops of feet to the floor. Inhale, open the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, you can do the rounded cat again if you want to, or you can tuck the toes coming into a downward facing dog. Breathe in. So you can continue what we were doing before with cat-cow, or exhaling, staying in your downward dog. Good. And then come back to your hands and knees, stepping the left foot consciously between the hands, grounding down through the front foot and the back ball of foot. See if you can keep the knees and thighs squeezing in toward one another. The weight is not just resting in that knee, you're pressing into the front foot and the back ball of foot, so you release a little weight there. Inhale, lift the arms. Maybe you look up. Breathe. And then exhale, release the hands. Right hand comes to the inside of left foot. Squeeze the thighs and knees in toward one another. Left hand comes to the sacrum. Inhale, long. Exhale, twisting open to the left. And you can stay here if you like, or if you feel like playing or you're stable, you can lift that back knee up off the mat. Keep squeezing thighs in toward one another. If you're pitching to the side, see if you can keep the hips square. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you lift the left arm toward the ceiling. Maybe not. Soften the jaw. Continue to breathe. So it's dynamic. And then exhale, release that hand to the ground. Come back to your hands and knees, inhaling into an up cat.
Exhale, round, tops of feet to floor. You can do that a couple more times, or inhale, tuck the toes. In preparation, exhale for a downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out of the mouth. And in this posture now, where your eyes are softly open, just notice the different perspective of being upside down. If this is too much of an inversion, come back to your hands and knees. The blood flows to the head a little bit more. And then release the knees down to the floor. Send your seat back to the heels, child's pose. And then when you're ready, slowly walk to sit up onto your heels. So letting that inversion now resettle, relaxing the shoulders. Lifting up gently and tall. Letting the eyes be open on a point ahead if you like, if you need to be aware of surroundings, or you can close them. Bringing your attention to third eye point. You can also bring your attention to heart center, whichever one reaches you. Remembering that in the ups and downs, in the crests and troughs, no matter which way or direction we're looking, there is a quiet, centered place we can breathe into. Maybe a smile comes to the corners of your lips. Maybe if the jaw is tight, you can open, close the jaw. And if you'd like, you can stay here. Or if you want, just for the purpose of this, you can bring your hands to touch at your heart center or just touch the chest. You can set an intention for the day, or you could even ask for help. Blink the eyes open. If you want, you can rub the palms too, lift the gaze. And press the palms away, interlacing the fingers. Just reactivating a little energy, shake out the hands. And then thank yourselves for practicing. I hope that this helps. Just remembering that, even these short moments of practice and even that quiet stillness, while it may not necessarily change the situation that you're managing, the benefit of it is a nice relief. Even momentary, we are all, deserving of a little relief here and there. And that can at least give us, as it builds over time, we feel a little more relief in life. So I hope that you can benefit from this, and I hope that you have a nice Saturday or whatever day you're practicing. And I'll see you next time.